Kody helps baptize Aurora Brown. Was it Robyn's doing? One of the focal points of Sister Wives Season 19 has centered around Brianna and Aurora Brown's quest to find a new church. The Brown family has always had strict religious ideals, but they hadn't attended church regularly since moving to Flagstaff. In Sunday night's new episode, Aurora told Kody and Robyn that she really loved her new church family and wanted to get baptized. To push things further, she wanted Kody to do the honors of baptizing her. On screen, Kody and Robyn seem to have mixed reactions about Aurora joining a new church. But is it possible they pushed to have the storyline on the show? Aurora Brown was baptized into her new church. As Sunday night's episode wrapped up, Sister Wives viewers started scouring the internet for answers. Many felt curious to know whether or not Kody baptized Aurora in the new church. They found photographic evidence that proved it happened but still weren't sure how much involvement Kody and Robyn played. I found this posted on the church's Instagram account. A Sister Wives viewer posted on Reddit. I deleted the previous one after whining from someone over the kids in the shot who were also on the original public post. So I covered their faces, even though they're visible on Instagram. The OP attached a screenshot taken from Urban Hope Church's Instagram page. The full caption reads, "Are you ready to take the next step in your relationship with God? This Sunday, you will have the opportunity for water baptism during our third service. To sign up, click the link in our bio." The original post features a slideshow of many church members during the baptism process. Kody and Aurora Brown are clearly visible just a few seconds into the video. While many Redditors thought it was nice to see Aurora smiling for once, a few others had questions. For example, did the baptism idea truly come from Aurora, or was it a storyline ploy orchestrated by Robyn Brown herself? I guarantee this whole thing was orchestrated by Robyn. "We should ask Dad to baptize you, since his other kids abandoned him," one Redditor replied in the comments. "She's got some weird stuff going on with her daughters and Kody and other men in general. We should show this cute girl swinging an axe." Others agreed that Robyn and Kody often use their children for clout. Sadly, many thought that their new church was doing the same thing for the sake of marketing. Comments included, "That church isn't shy about posting images of Aurora and Brianna for clicks and views and clearly membership. Bad enough their parents use them, now they're shiny new churches as well. I know she is an adult, but I feel she is being taken advantage of by K+R for content. I'm convinced that's the only reason Robyn wanted to keep the OGs around so badly. She wanted that show money. She's at least smart enough to know there is no show or any good screen time without the other wives. Her family with Kody is way too boring for reality TV." Kody Brown stood at the edge of the baptismal font, his hands trembling slightly as he looked over at Aurora. His 19-year-old stepdaughter was standing just beside him, dressed in a flowing white gown that shimmered under the soft church lighting. The room was quiet, except for the hushed whispers of a few church members gathered to witness the occasion. Aurora's expression was serene, her hands clasped together in front of her. This was a moment she had been waiting for, a spiritual rebirth, a declaration of her faith. And yet, in Kody's mind, the weight of the situation pressed against his chest like a boulder. Was this truly Aurora's decision, or was it Robyn's doing? It had all begun a few months ago, when Robyn started mentioning the idea of Aurora taking the next step in her spiritual journey. Kody had been distracted by his own problems, his fractured relationships with Cristin, Janelle, and Mary, his dwindling authority as the family patriarch, and the ever-growing tension within the Brown family. But Robyn had been persistent, bringing up the baptism every chance she got. "She's ready," Robyn had said one evening, her voice gentle yet firm. "She's always been the most spiritual of our children. This is the right time." Kody had nodded absent-mindedly, not thinking much of it at the time. But the more Robyn talked about it, the more it became clear that she wasn't just suggesting. It was a decision that had already been made. And like so many other things in their relationship, Kody had found himself swept along by Robyn's influence. Now, standing in the church, he watched as Aurora took a slow step forward into the water, her expression unwavering. He glanced at Robyn, who was standing a few feet away, her eyes locked onto her daughter with a look of pride that verged on triumph. Kody exhaled deeply and turned his attention back to Aurora. "Are you ready?" he asked, his voice softer than usual. His heart clenched at the word. Aurora had started calling him Dad years ago, a sign of the bond he had built with her and her siblings after marrying Robyn. But lately, that word had felt heavier, more complicated. It had always been clear that Robyn wanted him to be more than just a father figure to her children. She wanted him to be their everything. And with his other children pulling away, it felt like the only family he had left was the one Robyn had created around him. He placed a firm yet gentle hand on Aurora's back and helped her lower into the water. As he murmured the words of the baptismal blessing, he felt a strange sensation wash over him. Was he truly guiding Aurora toward her faith, or was he simply playing a role that Robyn had scripted for him? He could feel her gaze on him, watching, waiting, as if this moment was as much about her as it was about Aurora. With a final breath, he immersed Aurora beneath the water, holding her steady as she disappeared beneath the surface. For a brief second, the church was completely silent. Then, as he pulled her back up, the sound of water dripping echoed through the room, followed by the soft hum of approval from the small audience. Aurora's face was radiant, her eyes shining with a mixture of peace and excitement. She turned to Kody and threw her arms around him in an embrace. "Thank you, Dad," she whispered. Kody returned the hug, feeling a lump rise in his throat. He wanted to believe this was all Aurora's doing, that her faith was leading her down this path and not just the ever-present will of Robyn. But deep down, a nagging doubt remained. After the ceremony, as the family gathered outside the church, Kody stood a little apart, watching Aurora excitedly chat with her younger siblings. Robyn approached him, slipping her hand into his. "Wasn't it beautiful?" she asked, her voice full of emotion. Kody nodded, though he hesitated before responding. "Yeah, it was." Robyn turned to him, studying his face. "What's wrong?" He sighed, debating whether to voice his concerns. But before he could, Robyn continued. "You should feel proud, Kody. You guided her through this. You've been such an important influence in her life." He swallowed hard. There it was again, that careful, deliberate reassurance that he was still important, still needed, still a central figure in someone's life. After losing so much over the past few years, did he really want to question the one place where he still felt valued? Kody forced a smile and squeezed Robyn's hand. "Yeah, I guess I am." As Robyn beamed up at him, Kody looked back at Aurora, who was laughing with her siblings, her face still glowing from the ceremony. He wanted to believe this was all hers, that her faith was real, that this moment wasn't just another carefully orchestrated move in Robyn's ever-tightening grip on him. But as the sun set over the church, casting long shadows across the pavement, he couldn't shake the feeling that once again, he had been led to this place by forces beyond his control. And whether he admitted it or not, he wasn't sure if he had the strength or the desire to pull away.